Shadows creep around us, silent whispers call. In the dark we wander, lost within it all. Night air is heavy, breaths that freeze the soul. Echoes in the distance, stories left untold. Whispers of the night, drawing near and tight. Secrets in the shadows, hidden from the light.
According to the eyewitness, Donald Resch, one afternoon in the early part of the summer of 2024, he and his 9-year-old granddaughter and his dog had an encounter with a monster on the banks of the Strawberry River on the outskirts of Horseshoe Bend, Arkansas. Mr. Resch reported that at approximately 5 o'clock in the afternoon, he and his granddaughter, along with his American bulldog, were fishing at the boat launch area on the Strawberry. His granddaughter was listening to music on her phone and making a trip back up to his truck that was parked less than 20 feet away when he heard his dog barking at something. Upon investigation, Mr. Resch saw a large black creature run up a steep embankment on 2 legs, and was met with his granddaughter, who was alarmed at what she had just seen. According to Mr. Resch, his granddaughter told him that she was getting something out of the vehicle, and when she closed the door, there was a large Dogman that stood up only a few feet from her. At this point it alerted the eyewitness's dog, who began barking and gave chase to the creature as it made its way up the embankment. The eyewitness's granddaughter described the entity as having a large muscular torso, and long pointed ears that had long hair coming from the ears, rather like the tassels that are seen on the ears of a lynx or bobcat. The girl also described the creature as having yellow to green eyes, and legs like those of a human. Shortly after the dog had chased the creature, it returned with a mouth full of long dark-colored hair. The eyewitness collected the hair and has sent it to several sources to have it identified. As of the making of this video, the origin of the hairs are as of yet unknown. The following is the eyewitness testimony that Mr. Resch gave on July 27, 2024, at the scene of the encounter.
It was about 2 months ago.
Okay, so about 2 months.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you can, from the very beginning, can you tell me the story? Just give me as much detail as you possibly can.
My granddaughter came down a week early for a family reunion. It was, the day school let out, she came back in Tennessee. Is the day she came down here. And it was about 2 to 3 days after that we seen it. We came down here to the river to do some fishing. I was fishing right down here.
All right.
And my granddaughter was playing music on her cell phone.
So you, your granddaughter, and who else?
Just us.
And you had your dog with you, you said?
Yes, my dog.
What kind of dog is it?
Bulldog.
Like an American bulldog?
American bulldog.
Okay.
And I was fishing down here, and my truck was parked like right over here, a little bit back from where yours is.
Okay.
So I was probably, about 25, 30 feet away from the truck. And next thing I hear my bulldog going off. She came up and put her cell phone in the truck. And I came running up, and I seen something big and black run. I caught it over here by this telephone pole going up the hill.
Okay, when you said you saw it running, was it 4 legs?
On 2 legs.
On 2 legs, okay. All right.
And it ran up that hill. It was pretty fast.
Yeah.
And I walked up to my granddaughter, and she was just like frozen there, kind of. And she said, "Papa, you ain't gonna believe this." When I shut the door, there was a giant Dogman standing right beside the truck. I shut the door, and it was crouched down right beside me. And she went on to describe this thing like she knew what they looked like. She said, it's got yellow eyes. I think she said yellow and green, but I know she said yellow.
Okay.
she said it had pointy ears up on top of its head, and the longest hair she's seen on the body was coming off of the ears, and it curled backwards like this.
Okay.
And she said it had a huge torso, and you see up there on that sign where it says access to? She said it was up there where it says access to. That's how high it was.
Okay.
That's where I got my 9 foot from. Is from that. Like, compared to me, it's probably like 9 feet.
Right.
So that's where I got the 9 feet from.
Okay.
And she started, describing it and what it did and everything. And while she's doing that, my bulldog comes back from over by that hole over there, and it had this huge chunk of hair in its mouth. And I stood here wondering, did this really happen? Did this really happen?
Right.
But then I looked down at my hand, and I got this clump of hair in my hand, and what do you have left to believe if you got evidence of what you just seen in your hand? And I came back about a week later, and I did a video from the boat ramp of what happened, step by step, and walked up by that telephone pole, the trail it went to, and right up here there's a trail along the whole parking lot where you can just look down and see the whole parking lot.
Okay.
Like it's just watching the people down here. But it came up to my granddaughter. I've been out here many times and I've never seen it.
Right.
But for her, and I posted it on the internet, and I've got 3 other people that say they've seen it too.
Okay. So let's backtrack just a little bit. You said your dog went over that way and then came back to the hair.
Yeah, he didn't even go up the hill or nothing.
Did you hear him arguing with this thing or fighting with it?
The dog, that's why I came up here. I heard the dog was barking at it, and getting lost here.
It's okay.
But anyways, the dog came back with that clump of hair, and my granddaughter said she's seen him when he bit the thing. It was
okay, so there is an actual witness who actually saw it, the dog bite.
Yes.
Dog.
My granddaughter.
Okay. All right. How old is your granddaughter?
9.
9. Okay. All right. And so, was there any injuries to the dog? To your dog?
No, the thing didn't fight back. It didn't make not one single sound or noise or nothing. It just quietly took a dog biting it on the leg and ran up that hill.
Did she? Okay, so she said she saw it stand up. Did she say anything about the she said details about the hair and the ears and stuff? Did you notice anything about the legs? Was it like a dog's leg? Was it like a human leg?
No, it was human looking.
Okay, so it had more.
And it had a real, yes, it was like a human, except for she said the torso on it was really big. She said, Papa, you wouldn't be able to do nothing. This thing was just so big. The torso on it was just big.
Yeah. Okay. So you said that there have been other witnesses up here that have seen it.
Yeah, a couple of them don't want to give names.
I don't need names.
But there was a lady, I can't remember the name of the town. It's 5 miles upriver from here on the same river. This lady says she's seen it watching her kids playing outside and had to call her kids in.
Okay.
Then there's another lady that's seen the post that she used to live here, but she moved to Cave City. She's seen it, but not here on the river. She said she saw it in Horseshoe Bend. She was out one night feeding her animals, feeding the wild animals. She feeds the raccoons and stuff at night, and she seen it standing there by her fence.
Okay.
And then I got a call from another guy like 2 days ago that said he's seen it on his property about 10 miles north of Hardy on I can't remember the name of it, Spring River. He's got property on Spring River. And he's seen it too.
Okay. And you did give me a sample of the hair.
And I did give you a sample of the hair.
All right. So, any other? Have you heard anything else in this area about stuff like that going on?
I've talked to other fishermen out here. You know, they say they hear stuff in the woods, but they don't know what it is. And I've been out here at night catfishing, and there'd be something down the river just a little ways. There's a leaning tree over the water, and it was chunking big rocks in the water.
Have you heard any like howls, calls?
No.
Nothing like that. Okay. All right. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, there's definitely a bluff up there where they could set up
Yeah,
there.
you see how steep that is?
Yep.
I mean, he went up it like it was nothing. I used to walk along it sideways. I had to hold on to the trees.
Oh, well, I would imagine so, yeah. Okay. Well, definitely. Very
And
interesting.
if you look up there, the trails broke off real high. It's like you don't have to duck for almost anything up there. Once you hit the trail's like 2.5 feet wide. There's not a single leaf in the whole trail. And the branches are broke off way up.
Yeah.
And you can see the whole parking lot from up there.
Yeah. And about what time of day did you say this happened?
5 in the afternoon.
Right at 5 in the afternoon?
5 in the afternoon.
So it was still pretty bright out there.
Yeah, it was daylight.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that works.
In the shadows they hide, eyes that pierce through the night. Whispers turn into cries, fear grips tight with no fight. Claws scrape the midnight